Welcome to My Money Movement, and on today's episode, my guest is in her early 50s and has 21 cents in her bank account. And what's crazy about today's episode is my guest is literally months away from being bankrupt and homeless and has no idea. And stay to the end of this episode because I am going to detail out a plan that will have her debt-free in 5 months. Let's get into it. Now, I'm going to preface this episode because my guest bailed on me last minute, but because she's not here doesn't mean I can't detail out all of the steps it will take her to get out of debt and into the life she deserves. So let's talk about her situation. She's in her early 50s. She has 21 cents in her bank account. That's pretty scary. She has $7,500 that's been sent to collections. She's working a part-time job delivering pizzas for 20 to 25 hours a week, making between $15 and $30 on average an hour, which means her total income is between $1,200 and $3,000 per month. Or that means she's making between $14,000 and $36,000 a year. Sounds like she might be semi-retired if she didn't have all this debt looming over her. And what's crazy about this situation is her expenses. The things that she can control in life have totaled up to $2,902 per month. Here's the breakdown. She's spending $275 per month on a car payment. She's spending $1,600 per month on rent, $207 per month on car insurance, $120 per month on prescription dog food, $300 per month on groceries, $120 on gas, $200 on entertainment like Netflix, Spotify, and other monthly subscriptions, and $80 on utilities, which totals up to, a drum roll please, $2,902 per month. If you remember, her income is between $1,200 per month and $3,000 a month on the very, very high end. How scary is that? Just right there, in minutes, we diagnose the problem. Unless you can lower your living expenses or increase your income, you're absolutely going to fail and you're going to be bankrupt and you're going to be homeless. It is only a matter of time if you don't make a dramatic change right now today. Also, she doesn't have anything invested. She's in her 50s and has 21 cents in her bank account. And unfortunately, like many of us, invested in cryptocurrency, but lost it all. And if you also lost your ass in crypto like me, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story and we'll have a good laugh about it. And if you're enjoying this video so far, consider smashing that subscribe button and joining the growing family of money movers. So to summarize, she has $7,500 in debt. She has 21 cents in her bank account. She's earning $1,200 a month, or on the high end, $3,000 per month. And her total living expenses currently are $2,902. I am terrified for her because if she doesn't make dramatic changes today, she's going to be on the streets. She's going to be bankrupt, going to be homeless. So let's get into the plan. Step 1, get a second job. Comes in no surprise. You're currently working part-time, 20 to 25 hours a week. You can't pay your rent. Are you kidding me? Easiest solution, get a second job or get a full-time job or get 3 jobs. Because you need to add at minimum an additional 30 hours per week right now. That means if you're making $15 an hour for 30 hours, you're earning an additional $450 per week or $1,800 a month. And now we have some breathing room. You got to take action tomorrow. Go and apply, get a second job that's close to your home so that you can walk to work, which means her total monthly income will go from $1,200 to a minimum of $3,000 per month, meaning at the bare minimum, at the end of the day, you can pay all of your living expenses. Take a breath, because there's another thing that we can do. We can either increase our income, which we're going to do, and then on top of that, we need to lower our living expenses, which is step 2, lower your living expenses. I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off and just let you know, from today forward, you no longer have subscription services. You no longer get Netflix, Spotify. You do not get to enjoy those luxury items until we get this debt paid off, because that right there is going to save you $200 a month. That's huge. The second area of your life that is really going to have an impact in lowering your living expenses is going to be getting your boyfriend and roommate to pay half the rent. You're currently covering $1,600 a month. If his name's on the lease, if he loves you, he needs to start contributing $800 every month. And then two, the utilities that cost $80 a month, he needs to start pitching up $40. That's $840 that is now back in your pocket. Just because you have a caring and kind nature doesn't mean that people get to take advantage of you. You're currently in a situation where you could be bankrupt and homeless. And if you don't make a change, you will be on the street. And he's going to be on the street. And I get it. He's not making very much money right now, but he needs to listen to this too and get a second job. In the restaurant industry, you are in high demand. You absolutely can find something in your town, and I believe in you. So if we can get your boyfriend to start paying half of the expenses, that's $840 a month. Add that to the $200 we just talked about from your subscription services, and that's $1,040 in those two areas that you can save every month. And that alone can have you debt-free in 9 months, which we'll talk about in the next step. But I want to push this even further because I know that you have it in you. Because if you take extreme measures right now, you could be debt-free in 5 months. The extreme solution, which I think you should consider adding on to those first two areas, is you got to get rid of your car and get out from under the $482 of car payment insurance. And then, oh yeah, on top of that, the $120 you're paying for gas right now, because that's another $602 every month that you're paying for a liability. And I want to ask you, are they paying for your mileage to deliver those pizzas? Because that's a factor not a lot of people take into consideration when they take that job. The average cost per mile is 28 cents to you. It might not sound like a lot. Let's go through an example. Let's say you work 4 hours. And during that 4-hour shift, you deliver 10 pizzas to 10 different houses that are just 10 miles away. You will have earned $15 an hour, meaning you walk out there with $60 in your hand before paying taxes, of course. And that would feel great. I made $60 today. But the scary part is, if you're not taking into account the 28 cents per mile that this vehicle is costing you, that 10 trips total to 100 miles, meaning that it cost you $28 to deliver those pizzas, meaning your total income that you're walking out the door with is not $60 anymore. It's $32. You made $32 that day. You're broke. So my advice to you is stop delivering pizzas, start working in-house at the restaurant to start, and you got to get a second job that's close to home. Because if you can just do this, if you can just get to a position where you can sell that car temporarily, cancel the subscriptions, if you can get your boyfriend to pay rent, you are literally 5 months away from paying off all of your debt and starting to build the life that you deserve. Now, I know that was a lot. So here's the summary. If you can sell your car, get a new position that doesn't require you to drive anywhere, that saves you $602 a month. If you get rid of the subscription services, that's another $200 a month. If your boyfriend starts paying rent and utilities, that's $840 back in your pocket, meaning the total money that you will have saved is $1,642. And if you do this, your total cost of living goes from $2,902 to $1,260 per month. Let that sink in. Or if you want to keep your car, I understand. Your cost of living still goes from $2,902 down to $1,862, making this whole situation so much more attainable. Which leads me into step 3, which is your debt payoff. So now that your cost of living is down to $1,260 and you've started to work a second job and your hours total 50 hours per week with an average of $15 an hour, that means you're taking home $2,770 after taxes. Minimum. You could do more. If you get that hourly rate closer to $20, $30 an hour, you're literally rolling in the dough. So that means after all your expenses are paid, you will have an additional $1,510 every month or $18,120 at the end of the year. That's life-changing. Your entire debt is $7,500. If you sold your car and worked for a year, paid off all your debt, you could buy a car with cash. And if you decide the car was a little too extreme, that's okay. You still will be saving $908 every month, meaning your total debt will be paid off in just 9 months. You can do this. Depending on how extreme you want to get, Your debt's either paid off in 5 months or paid off in 9 months. You absolutely can take this situation and turn it around because you are months away from being homeless. No joke, I am terrified for you. But if you make these simple changes and take action now, you can not only be debt-free, but you can start building the life that you want and that you deserve. And I want that for you. I desperately do, because you are an amazing person. In the short time that I've known you, you have brought joy and happiness to every conversation. You are a beacon of hope to the people around you. You are so thoughtful and you are so giving that you have literally given so much that has put you in debt. It's time to make changes now that will pay dividends in the future because you are the master of your life. And I believe in you and I know that you can do this. You can pay off this debt and you can start living the life you deserve. And I encourage you, please utilize the free resources on mymoneymovement.com, including the 10-step guide to financial freedom. It is a blog series that I wrote with my cousin. It is a wealth of knowledge and it's absolutely free. And most of all, I desperately hope that I hear from you again next year with a message saying, I paid it off, because you can do this. You are 5 months away from changing your life. And if you got to this point in the video, please smash that subscribe button and join the growing family of money movers who are going from a life in debt and into the life they deserve. Thank you for being here. To summarize all the parts of this very simple plan, you need to start working 50 hours per week, making a minimum of $15 an hour. You need to limit your expenses by canceling your subscription services, by getting your boyfriend to pay rent, and consider selling your car. And at that point, the hard part's over. But a new challenge is in front of you. Because as you start to make more money and you start seeing that money in your bank account, your first instinct is going to be, what can I buy with this money? You have to fight that urge. You have to stay committed to this process. Because when you've lived a life of spending and not saving, it can be very challenging. But I believe in you. I believe you can do this. You will be debt-free. And I encourage you to get support and go on this journey with your boyfriend, because if you two can combine forces and do this together, nothing can stop you. And I truly believe that.